Hi, my name is Robert, and I'm the host of Environmental Soup through the facilities of Trent Radio and sometimes YouTube. The US Masters recently occurred, and it caused me to think about the impact of golf. And um, a lot of people think of golf as green fields and nice water courses, or they don't think of golf having an environmental impact. But there was a lot of compact soil and pesticide use, as well as water use, that can cause a environmental impact. So I'll look at some of the articles out there. There was an article in the Guardian newspaper called "The Case Against Golf" by Ben Arnold, which makes an argument that courses cause harmful effects on ecosystem from depletion of water resources and pesticide use. One example was a golf course in tropical countries such as Thailand. They might require a lot more chemical fertilizers, pesticides, and herbicides each year. And then there's the deforestation element. A golf course is often next to a natural forest. And then I searched on the Environmental Registry of Ontario. 407 results came up. 12 are open for comment, in case you're interested in commenting on one of the golf courses on the registry. I have found that a lot of them received zero comments, so that is that's probably a failure of the environmental registry. That's not advertised enough, in my opinion. And I tried seeing what people commented, but some of them were about concerns about water. But yeah, a lot of them no comments. In the article "Golf Courses Environmental Impacts" by Michael Salgott and Sofina Tapias, it says, quote, "Many golf courses are located in natural areas," end quote, and that there are positive and negative environmental impacts for golf courses. The article also says that golf courses are not a natural preserved area. One example of a positive impact is with contaminated sites that were once industrial or not in use, anyways. And then there can be wildlife corridors. Some concerns included invasive species and heavy water use. And invasive species increase near edges of habitat in the edge effect. So it's a huge concern, invasive species. There was also an argument about the subjectivity of environmental concerns. So some of them can't be measured as well as others, and some of them depend on public opinion of golf courses. The article Quantitative Analysis of Over 20 Years of Golf Course Modeling Studies by Ruben Baylis et al. In 2010. The article looked at 44 golf courses and I think it was 38 additional golf courses from a previous study. And they found maximum allowable concentrations of sun pesticides was found in surface water 17 times for chlorpyrifos, a pesticide. And this is 38,827 samples. 15 times for diazion and 39 for triademiphon. The article says that surface water contamination by golf course pesticides tends to be episodic, end quote. So that might be one of the reasons why they didn't find pesticides a lot. But the article does talk about ways to account for this. And then quote, the exceedance rate was 0.38 of pesticide entries, end quote. And 72% of golf courses had nitrogen detection. 22% of nitrogen was exceeded for environmental standards for that ecoregion or habitat. And total phosphorus was seen in 96.5% of surface water samples. And then there was 1,227 exceedances of total phosphorus in ecoregional criteria in the 5 ecoregions. 1,083 in river sand streams and 153 in lakes and reservoirs, end quote. This implies that one of the major concerns is the amount of fertilizer use in golf courses. And excessive fertilizer can cause algae growth and deplete the oxygen levels needed for fish and block sunlight from reaching the water. So that is a major concern in golf courses and agricultural sites. The article recommended using best management practices for phosphorus. And then Golf Courses and Wetland Fauna by Joanne Colding in Ecological Applications, 2009, page 1081 to 1091, makes the case that golf courses with wetlands built in them can support wetland fauna, provided that there was minimum impact from pesticides. And then, quote, a typical English golf course contains some 2% or roughly 1.1 hectares of wetland cover, unquote. In the country Sweden, where the study took place, pesticide use was banned in park space and natural areas, so it was possible to compare samples with golf courses. And quote, there was significant difference for amphibians between golf course ponds and off-course ponds. It looked like there was more amphibians in the golf courses. Great crested newt was significantly associated with golf course pond, end quote. And quote, we found no significant difference in species composition between golf course ponds and ponds located in natural protected areas. The only significant difference was between golf course ponds and ponds in residential parklands. And there were end quote. And one of the things that I don't think that they considered was the size of the pond. A lot of the times amphibians require small wetlands than the larger wetlands, and a lot of the small wetlands aren't protected as much as the large big wetlands that might be found in a park. So that's also something to consider, and yeah. So that was an unexpected result from the study. Yeah, and then there are programs for environmentally friendly golf courses, such as Audubon Cooperative Sanctuary Program for golf courses, with points such as, and this is directly from the article from their advertising. Establish and maintain at least 80% of landscape trees, shrubs, and flowers, excluding turf grass, with plants that are indigenous to the native plant community of the ecological region of the property. Restore degraded habitats such as eroded slopes, compacted soils, polluted water sources, or areas overrun with invasive exotic species, and train staff to understand the management practices that may positively enhance or adversely impact wildlife species and habitats on the property. So that's one. So that's something to look for when considering golfing. In the article, it's not peer reviewed. Why the decline of golf is good news for the environment from Decoded Science. An argument is made that golf courses are bad due to mowing, pesticide use, and deforestation. If you deforest an area, the carbon in the soil is going to be lost. A lot of golf courses, they replace the soil and compact it, and that has an impact on hydrology, increased runoff in golf course. And then, when golfing, it's important to look for certification from the reputable environmental certification, like the Audubon International, and that should be monitored. The course itself should not be taken away from natural environments such as forest, and there's a lot of complexities and competing interest with the industry. So it's important to keep that in mind and not just rely on what people in the industry say about golf courses, and to do additional research on the topic. Well, anyways, thank you and enjoy the rest of your day.